Hi guys, and welcome back to the Yoga Doc. I'm Leah Deutsch, founder of the Yoga Doc, and today we're going to be doing a short practice based on the floor. So all you're going to need today is a mat and then a blanket if you've got a little bit more achiness in your knees, just because we're going to be spending quite a lot of time in tabletop position, so it might be nice to have that cushioning under your knees. So we're going to start off coming into your tabletop position, so bringing all your props to the side if you've got any. And we're going to take that tabletop position, so bringing your hands directly underneath your shoulders here, so wrists directly under shoulders, hands nice and splayed to the side. Really push those base of that thumb, index finger, middle finger into the floor, and make sure your hands are spread like gecko hands here. Hips directly over the knees, and draw your babies into your spine, so a really strong, nice foundation here. And we're just going to start by coming into a little bit of figure of 8. So we're going to move the hips around, move the body around, so drawing as if you've got a pencil hanging from your chest and you're drawing a figure of 8 on your mat. So just moving forward and back, rotating through the hips, and then moving forward over the wrists as you rotate in that little circular motion, drawing that figure of 8. And don't forget to hug your baby into your spine the whole time you're doing this. Coming back to the center and moving back round in the opposite direction, coming into that figure of 8. And remembering that your head, your neck is all part of your spine, so trying to keep that nice long line here. So gaze is just a little bit in front of your hands, and the head is nice and neutral here, so that you're maintaining that lovely length here and you're not straining through the neck. Coming back for your final one, and then coming to center. Taking a little rotate over to the side, coming into a puppy dog, so hooking your left hip to the side and then looking over your left shoulder. And then we're looking over the opposite side, so we're just moving through the lower back here. Taking a little bit of a lateral extension and flexion through the spine. Taking 2 more here. Pushing into the hands, and then coming back to neutral. Find that realignment once again. Coming into some cat-cows now. So cat-cow pose is really something that we do a lot in yoga classes, but it's something that can often be done quite badly. So making sure that you're really articulating through the spine here. So tilting the tailbone up, drawing the chest down on the inhale, looking up, opening up through the chest, pushing into the hands. And then gradually rotating through each vertebrae, articulating down, dropping the head last. Inhaling, tailbone tucks, open up through the chest. Lifting up, pushing into the hands. Exhaling, hugging your baby in. Tailbone tucks under, rounding through the middle back, upper back, head drops last. Squeezing your thighs together the whole time, really maintaining this nice active movement, active posture here. Nice strong foundations. Taking 2 more. Finding that imaginary block here between your legs, squeezing. Strength through the thighs, strength into the hands. Final exhale. And coming back to neutral. Final one here, we're going to come into some barrel rolls. So once again, using your imagination, imagining that you're in a big barrel around your chest, and you're going to clean the barrel with the whole of your body. So you're going to push up through the shoulder blades, doming up, and then shift your right hip, ribs cage to the right side, drop it down to the floor, shift it over to the left side, pushing up through the hands and doming up through the spine. So you're imagining you're cleaning that barrel with the whole of your body here. So creating that nice circular motion through the thoracic spine. So we're getting into all areas of the spine here as we begin this nice gentle floor practice that you can use as a warm-up to some of the more energetic practices also available. Taking it in the opposite direction now, exhaling as you push up, rounding through the upper back. Inhaling as you open up slightly through the chest, dropping the chest towards the floor, exhaling. Finding that neutrality through the cervical spine and the neck. Finding that gaze just in front of you. One more, hugging your baby in as you push up through the hands. And then coming back to your neutral spine once more. Walking the hands out in front of you now, coming into open heart pose, Anahatasana, as you draw your hands forward. Now making sure that the hips stay above the knees here so that you're not coming back into a child's pose. Hips are above your knees, and then slowly making your way down to the floor. So you may just be resting on your forearms here, or you may have a little bit more flexibility through the chest, and you may want to drop your chest down towards the floor, either dropping your head to the mat, or maybe if you want to extend even further, looking towards the end of the mat and opening through the chest. Taking 3 deep breaths here. And allowing the breath to move you into this pose a lot further. So finding that release and softening as you breathe deeply. One more breath. Hug your baby in towards your spine. And then on the exhale, starting to walk your way all the way back up to tabletop once more. From here, we're going to come into some little side tilts with the hips. So we're going to engage pelvic floor and draw your baby once more in towards your spine. And then we're going to take that left leg, flexing the heel, flexing the knee, and draw it to the side here. So we're engaging that outer thigh and buttock. Taking 3 here, flexing through the heel. And then opening up here. Extending that left leg behind you now and tapping it down onto the floor. We're going to take some toe taps to the side, so tapping over to the left side. Just real gentle little tap down, tapping in the center. Inhaling, exhaling, tapping over towards the right side of your mat. Inhaling, tapping down. Finding that levelness, that neutrality in your pelvis so that you're not cinching your hips up as you move through this. Exhaling, tapping to the right. Inhaling, center. Exhaling, tapping to the left. Take 1 more round of this. Tapping center, pushing into both hands evenly. Tapping to the right. And then tapping to the center. Keeping that left foot tapped down and rotating that right foot out to the side and coming into a little side plank here, modified. Opening up through the chest, looking up towards the fingertips. And then exhaling, bringing the hand all the way over to the side, looking towards the floor here. Maybe lifting up that left leg, depending on how far gone in your pregnancy you are and how that feels for you today. So taking a pushing up into that hand that's supporting you on the floor, really engaging here, lifting up through the rib cage. And then placing left hand back on the floor, coming back once more to your tabletop pose. Finding the opposite side now, so I'll just rotate to show you, making sure if you need it that your blanket is under your knees. Finding tabletop once more and coming into the opposite side, so finding the right leg flexing to the side, so flexing ankle, flexing knee, really controlled, bringing that up with the breath. So exhaling, opening up through the hips here, engaging through that buttock, through the outer thigh. 1 more. And then extending behind you, tapping the toe down onto the floor. And then taking it over to the right side on the exhale. Tapping to the center. Coming over to the left. Finding the center. Hugging your baby in. Over to the right. Tapping to center. Tapping to left. 1 more round. To right. Keeping those hips nice and level here. Spine stays nice and long. And then leaving that foot in the center, rotating that left leg out as if you're opening a door. Rock onto the left, the right inner sole, pushing into the left hand and reaching up towards the sky, looking towards your fingertips, pushing into that supporting hand, feeling that engagement through the side body here. And then maybe, if it feels okay to do so, flexing that foot and lifting it up off the floor. Really push into the heel of that extended foot. Engage and bringing that right arm and or the floor if your neck's feeling awkward here. One more breath. And then placing that right hand back down on the floor. Right knee comes down. Knees open wide, toes touch, and come back to sit in child's pose. Really reaching here, forward with the hands, head drops. Walking that hands over to the left side, feeling that stretch through the side body. Breathing here, sinking the bum back towards the heels. Taking a couple of breaths here. Allowing the shoulders to soften here, but keeping that extension through the arms. And then walking back towards the opposite side. Finding that stretch, that reach through the hands, but equally that softening of the shoulders here. And allow the buttocks to move towards the heels. Then come back to center once more. Exhaling, pushing your way back up to seated. And thanks for joining me. If you've enjoyed this video and want access to more free classes, don't forget to hit subscribe.